Hello. Okay, so welcome to today's stream, and once again we're going to be playing with Steam Power, Sea Power. What am I talking about? Sea Power in Steam, obviously. Okay, so yesterday we had a go with the Battle of Denmark Strait using the World War II mod. Today we're going to be using another scenario. Which I guess probably includes some mods as well. Yes, it does, if I remember rightly. Now, this particular scenario, unlike the one yesterday, the World War II one isn't available via the workshop in Steam, but this mod slash scenario is, I believe, is a workshop one. So actually, let's go. If we go into the scenarios here. We have this one here. There's a few on the Falklands, but I've tried this one out briefly. It's pretty tough. Or is it this one? Which one was it? No, I'm trying to remember. Okay, well they're probably very similar. Assets. Not too sure now I look at this which one is which. Let's go with this one. Okay, so this mission is Falklands War, the Empire Strikes Back, and date and time. So we're looking at 7 o'clock in the morning, local time, I guess, and 25th of April 1982. If it's the one I think it is, this is a very tough scenario. It's a very tough scenario on both sides actually, which is kind of reality. So this scenario attempts to recreate the one I think it is.
Multiple ground, surface, contacts detected. Track 7003 is classified. Hostile radar.
Now that looks to me like a Ticonderoga. That is not a British ship. Okay. It's clearly, let's make this a bit bigger. This looks like South Georgia, not Falklands. Indeed it is, so this is South Georgia. Okay, this is not the scenario I thought it was. So it is Falklands War scenario, but this is the very start of the Falklands War. I don't know if I want to do this one. Do I want to do this one? Let's have a look. So is that what we're looking at? This is this Ticonderoga, or whatever it is standing in for. Can't really see it, so dark. It's standing in for HMS Antrim. But who else have we got in this detachment? So we've got Type 22. That could be a Type 22. Very hard to tell in this dark. HMS Brilliant. I don't think that's HMS Brilliant in reality. And then what's this one? Is that a supply ship? No. Okay, I don't know what that is. Looks like a World War II frigate. I don't think this is a particularly good scenario, so I'm going to exit this. How do I do that? Right, exit this scenario. Accept. Right, go back here. So Midway in the South Atlantic. I'm sure that must have been the one. So let's try this one. Is this the one I was thinking it? Okay, she's loading. Now if this is the one I think it is, it's got far more assets. But maybe more modded assets. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. Okay, so this is a more complete representation. This is not the battle for, or the, well, I suppose it's the battle for South Georgia. This is focusing on the main assault. There's obviously an awful lot of text here, so I'm not going to go through this in endless detail, but essentially this very early battle, although this very early sort of situation, let's say, is what determines the whole course of the war. So these first few hours really determine how the rest of the Falklands War will be fought, and it's very much a sort of combination of chance, luck, will, and disposition of forces, confidence, and so on. So the scenario is this: the British have controlled the Falkland Islands for hundreds of years, and they've in fact, before Argentina was even a country, an independent country, they've controlled the Falkland Islands, the British. So, but it's always been a grievance to the Argentinians that they don't own and control this group of islands, which is, after all, much closer to Argentina than it is to Britain. Now, the islands themselves are settled with British people, or formerly British citizens. They have British citizenship, but what I mean is they came from the British mainland, most of them, and there's only 1 or 2 Argentinians out of a population of over 1,000, I think. Now, I'm not going to go into the full history of what immediately led up to this, but effectively, as is typical, during the Cold War, this period of the Cold War in the early 80s, or following the sort of economic issues in the 70s, Britain found itself struggling to fund its military adequately, and yet it had all of these colonial possessions spread across the world. And the Falklands, while you couldn't get much further, it's about 8,000 miles from Britain. So yeah, a long way away, a pretty quiet island with about 1,000 British citizens living there, an awful lot of sheep, and not much else. Nothing strategically that important. But one reason why the Falklands is important is it kind of gives Britain a bit of a toehold on the Antarctic, for what that's worth. And it does give sort of some local basing options close to South America. Argentina at this time is being ruled by a military junta led by General Galtieri, and they've been having some economic problems of their own, and they come to the conclusion, after thinking about going into a war with neighbouring Chile, they decide not to do that. And again, I'm not going to go into the detail of that, and instead they decide they're going to try and recapture capture the Falklands, and from their eyes recapture it. They obviously don't call it the Falklands, they call it Las Malvinas, but I'm going to refer to it as the Falklands. Yeah, so what we've got here is the first major naval engagement since World War II, and in fact the scale of this engagement, this is actually, even by World War II standards, this is a pretty significant battle. So what's laid out in this particular scenario? We have two opposing carrier fleets. So on the Argentinian side, they have one large aircraft carrier, which I won't pronounce correctly. It's the 25th of May. It's probably their Independence Day. Don't quote me on that. That's their big aircraft carrier, and I think it might even be an ex-British one. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe it's ex-American. And then they have a supporting sort of armada around it, and that's this force here to the north of the Falkland Islands. And then slightly west of that, east of that, sorry, is this second group. Which what are they doing? I think that's a frigate force. I'm trying to remember now. What's it say here? Yeah, it's a cruiser force, maybe. No, I think it's just frigates. And then to the south of the Falklands, we have another task force, which is led by the ex-World War II US cruiser, which has been brought by the Argentinians. That's the Belgrano, which is leading a detachment, which is the main capital ship leading the detachment. So this is it's been modernised a bit, but it is effectively a World War II cruiser armed with some pretty dangerous cannons, but not too much in the way of long-range weapons. So those are the main forces. There's also, somewhere in this region, closer to the Falklands, a submarine. So this will be probably a diesel submarine, quite difficult to spot. And the Argentinians have also got some aircraft in flight. They've got some airborne early warning aircraft looking out for British airborne and seaborne forces. Now, the Royal Navy has got fairly good intelligence on the general disposition of Argentinian forces. They don't know the exact location though. They know there's a Belgrano group here to the south because it's being tailed by HMS Conqueror, which is a nuclear-powered attack submarine, and they're shadowing the Belgrano fleet. Closer to the Falklands is the main armada, and that is led by two they're not fleet carriers, they're two sort of jump jet carriers, the Hermes and the Invincible, along with a flotilla of smaller screening ships, defence ships, frigates, destroyers, and all of the troops that are going to be used to land on the Falklands, take the Falklands back. So there's a lot of landing ships, and there's also all of the supply ships, because the Royal Navy has had to bring with it everything it needs. Its nearest full-size home base is back at Portsmouth, 8,000 miles away, so it's had to bring with it everything that it needs, which makes it very vulnerable. Very, very long supply lines, and so from a sort of victory point of view, for the Argentinians, victory looks like putting out of action at least one of the carriers. That's probably going to disrupt the whole plan of the Royal Navy to retake the Falklands, or not just the Royal Navy, but the whole combined force here retaking the Falklands. For the British, victory looks like seeing off the Argentinian Navy by either destroying their carrier or sinking the Belgrano. Either one of those two capital ships, if it's taken out, we can be pretty confident that the Argentinians will concede naval supremacy to the Royal Navy, and that's really a precondition to invasion. If the Royal Navy and the embarked forces are going to retake the Falklands, they must have at least air superiority, or at least some level of air superiority, but also naval. They must have naval superiority. So we've got a few problems here. Aircraft launched from the Argentinian carrier, their submarine somewhere in this region, overflying aircraft, possibly for aircraft coming out from the mainland. Okay, let's make a start. So there's a little bit of a briefing here. I'm probably going to recant a lot of what I've just said here. So we're playing as the British here. We don't know where the enemy carrier is. We need to find it, locate it, and if possible destroy it. It recommends, it's noting that the enemy carrier is likely to be maintaining full radio silence, so no active radar or communications. So we're down to doing a bit of scanning ourselves with radar, maybe listing out, and visual contact. Weather's likely to be quite bad as well. Right, directives. Yeah, so detect and neutralise enemy strike aircraft. We've got to protect the fleet, that's our number one priority from air attack. If we can find the Vincenzo Di Maio, the aircraft carrier, if we can find the Argentine aircraft carrier, she is the priority one target. The initiative must not be allowed to pass CNC Northwood headquarters. Right, I didn't really explain about the exclusion zone, but the exclusion zone is that 300-mile radius.
Multiple air, surface, contact
Right, I'm going to
detected.
pause this because a couple of reasons. We've got a very large fleet. We need to queue up some actions immediately. I've played this scenario once already, and timing is absolutely critical. We've got very little time to do what we need to do, given the starting position. So let's just have a look at this tactical map. So here's the Falklands. This pink area is the exclusion zone. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but essentially the exclusion zone says any enemy forces entering this zone will be fired upon, or should expect to be fired upon. It does not mean enemy forces outside the exclusion zone are free to do what they like. It's simply saying entering into this exclusion zone is a declaration of war, or at least that particular vessel is under immediate threat. So what you can see here is the British fleet is just inside the exclusion zone. The Belgrano task force is just outside, or somewhat outside, being shadowed by Conqueror. Instructions for Conqueror are not to attack Belgrano at this stage. We've got another one of our submarines out here in a sort of picket role, and one of the things that it can be doing is looking for the Argentinian forces. So here we've got, let's see if I can, here we've got, is this an Argentinian submarine? No, this is an Argentinian submarine. Okay, interesting. What have we got here? Another submarine? Not too sure. Maybe these are just detected targets from Conqueror. Is that Conqueror then? Perhaps it is. Okay. There's another ship. This is a submarine. This is HMS Spartan. She is there to defend the carrier group. And here's the carrier group. At its heart, HMS Hermes. So this is designed or set up for jump jets, and that's why it's got this ski ramp on the end. And then I think this is HMS Invincible, slightly smaller. A through-deck carrier as they got called, but really it was, I think, designed to be a helicopter carrier originally. It's also got a much milder ski ramp at the end, so-called ski ramp. I don't think people skied on it too much. Okay, right. So the first thing we need to do is get our carriers to launch aircraft. So we'll start off with the Invincible. And let's see, flight deck. So we go to the, oh, we can either go through here or we can bring it up with this icon here. So we've got 12 aircraft out of the possible 24. That's not very good, is it? Where's all the rest of them gone? Okay, so let's get a how many we can have up to 8. Let's launch tricky, let's launch 6. What have I said? All. That is 8. Do I want to get 8 up? I think probably do. So let's get 8 Series Harriers in air-to-air. Call sign rabbit. Seems to be no choice about that. So if I go to launch, what's going to happen? To launch. Preparing to launch, ready to launch. What are we ready to launch? Okay, let's just launch that. Okay, so that's Invincible sorted out. Hermes. Same thing. Right, so it is 28 out of 36. Again, why are we not full to the gunwales with aircraft? So we can have up to 12 Harriers. I think that's a bit much. Let's go with 6 in an initial batch. Of course, like Kestrel. Let's launch those, and also get that Sea Harrier up, Sea King up. Sorry. And then can I queue up another 6 to get them ready? Okay. So is that everything? Can I launch more? And there's another 3. Let's get those ready as well. Oh, that's Sea Kings. So I'm all out of Harriers at this point. Okay, so that's all the Harriers that I've got queued up. What's happening on the other ships? So we got Broadsword. This is a destroyer. I don't know if that's the actual model for Broadsword. Maybe it is. Anyhow, is there anything much to do with that? There's no onboard. Oh, there's an onboard helicopter. We can get the links up and running in a anti-submarine. Oh, anti-ship. Interesting. Why don't we get her in an anti-ship designation? And let's get that ready. In fact, let's launch. Can we launch? Okay. Now, we probably want to take. Want to keep that. Now we've got these picket ships out here. HMS Sheffield. Radio routine. So we've got air search radar already on. Surface search radar on. Let's get active sonar going. Can I? There's no tote decoy. Okay. Weapons tight. Let's go weapons free. Coventry. Active sonar. Weapons free. Glasgow. Let's keep her sonar on. That's right. So in the line behind we've got the Glamorgan. I'm going to keep the sonar off for those, and we'll keep them weapons tight. This is the Alacrity. I'm going to make her weapons free. Okay, so these have all got their radars going. Yarmouth. This is part of the second line of defence. Yeah. I'm going to keep weapons tight on that, and then HMS Arrow. Looks like a frigate to me. Okay, I'll leave that again unchanged. So, quite a big fleet. And at the back here, we've got a support ship. A second support ship. That's it. 2 support ships. What's this one in here? HMS Brilliant. Okay, she's got all her electronics off. Okay, so that's probably sensible. I presume Hermes is that and Invincible. So the aircraft carriers themselves and their immediate inner defence line has got all of their radio communication, radar off. So they're trying to hide the exact location. But this outer line is active, okay, which is good. Seems like a good starting point. What's Spartan? Spartan's in silent mode. Now we know somewhere in here is an Argentinian sub. So I'm thinking we are going to task the Spartan.
Turn to course. 2, 4, 6. Hell my. Turn to course. Turn to course.
Come in this sort of region.
6, 4. Hell my.
Which way is? Okay, this fleet is just sat there. Oops.
2, 9, 7.
I
Hell
did
my.
not do that.
Multiple air, surface, contacts detected.
Okay. Ah, have we started? Oh, yeah, we started.
Contact faded.
That's pretty.
Track 7006.
I'm gonna
Turn to course. 066. Hell my. New air. Contact detected.
Okay.
Contact faded. Track 70. Contact faded. Track 70. Contact faded. Track 7011.
So I'm thinking. Not sure what's happening here. Okay, this is one of the Sea Kings. It's probably on a search pattern.
New air. Contact detected.
I'm gonna put it over
Roger. Turn 3.
over the suspected location of the Argentinian fleet.
Contact faded. Track 7012.
Can I? Why can I not set its speed, sensors, dipping,
New air.
surface
Contact
radar?
detected.
Okay, good. Interesting. Got an anti-submarine torpedo on board.
Contact faded. Track 7013.
Identify. Can't do much about the speed or what it seems. I can set the altitude.
New air. Contact detected.
Let's put her up to high altitude.
15000. Contact faded. Track 7014.
And there she is. So I've set it to get to high altitude. It's a pretty clear day. There is a cloud layer. Maybe at high altitude she can see further. Spot this enemy fleet as quickly as possible. Also looking out for an aircraft, well it's not an AW variant. Okay, so right now this is a weakness of these smaller British carriers. There's no purpose-built AEW. They did have some in the past, but unfortunately the Royal Navy retired its Gannet AEW force, which would have been ideal for this scenario. I think they could have launched off these carriers and would have given the Royal Navy some decent eyes in the sky. Instead, they're going to have to rely on the Harrier, which is, although it is radar equipped, is not really optimised for that kind of role by a long way. They don't have the range, they don't have a very powerful radar set. It's very directional. It's really... right, so we got hostile, let's have a look. The problem with this scenario is there's an awful lot to keep track of. Right, so we've got some hostile aircraft here, over the Falklands. What are they? They do not. Okay, so those are definitely hostile. I think it's got a big fuel tank there. That's not a bomb. What's the armour? It's got a couple of air-launched. These are like anti-aircraft missiles. Quite sure. Or am I looking at this? Maybe not a fuel tank. Is this an exocet? Yeah, so it's a pair of fighters, and even though I've asked for Harriers to get up as quickly as possible, what's happening on deck? These are preparing to launch. 10 minutes, got 10 minutes until I get those. What about on the Invincible? Oops.
Track 7004 is classified.
12 minutes.
Hostile warship. Multiple hostile surface contacts detected.
Right, what have we got here? The super Ententades, I think they're called. There's a couple of flights of that. We're in trouble. I don't know how fast they're coming in. Coming in at 10,000 feet, 700 knots. So I think that means they're going sonic. I don't think these are fuel tanks. I think these are exocets. Or at least they're supposed to be. So yeah, we're in trouble. Now, Argentina only actually had a handful of exocets. They'd ordered a lot more, but the French had only supplied, I think, 4 or 5 by the time war broke out, and I think it was probably President Mitterrand at the time elected not to send any more exocets to Argentina whilst they were kind of in a very tense situation with Britain. So yeah, we got 4 inbound from the west, plus these 2 coming in from the southwest. What's this? Can't see that. Okay. Right, and there's nothing. We've obviously got our picket ships here. They're all weapons free. And they've got their air search radar going, so that's really our only defence because we're minutes away.
Contact faded. Track 70. Contact faded. Track 7007.
These helicopters aren't going to do us any good for air defence. Right, so this is the first crunch, and this is why I said in this scenario you've got very little time to get things right. Now, how close do they need to get to launch their exocets? So on this scale, as you can see here, there's about 50 kilometres. So if you're looking at about a little over 100 kilometre range. In fact, it does give you the nautical mile range, doesn't it? If I select, let's assume that they're going after Alacrity, then what does that say? 80. I can't read that. Yeah, it's about 80 or 90. Oh no, sorry, 50. I just got under 50 now. Nautical miles. So they're going to be in range to fire. In fact, it's fired already. Wait, or has it just dropped a fuel tank? I'm not too sure. I don't see. If it has fired something, I don't see. They both dropped their fuel tanks. Maybe they were fuel tanks. I don't know. I'm a bit confused now. These are anti-aircraft missiles. They're not XSX. Well, according to this, as far as really it's going, afterburner. So, what have we got here? Ah. So, who launched that? I'm sorry, I think it must have been coming off this ship. Yes. So the Glasgow is launching surface-to-air missiles. These are Sea Dart missiles. Ooh, bit of cloud there. Sea Dart missiles coming out. So we've got 2 so far. Ah, it looks like 1 per aircraft. But these fighters are going to react. In a second now, we'll find out. She's turning. Oh, looks like she's fired some chaff there. Condensation. Okay, she's trying to climb and avoid. Oof. Okay, taking the wing off there. It's taken the port wing. Pilot's ejected. Okay, what's happening in the other one? Similar evasion tactics. Let's see it from a missile point of view. And the Sea Dart is. There's the target. It's on the interception course. This looks good. Missed. Will she reacquire? Probably not. That kind of early generation. Okay, so we took out one. We took out one, the other one missed. Don't worry, we've got another Sea Dart coming out. Now, I don't know what these are. These anti. Maybe they're trying to take out Harriers. I thought they were going for the aircraft, for the ships. Now these aircraft are really. Let's go see much. This group we can't see. This one we can see. There's not much to see. Yeah, they're lost in the cloud layer. Okay, in all my excitement, I'm still wondering, has anything happened? What's happening with the...
Kill track 7014. Bandits.
Okay, we're down to less than 3 minutes to launch.
Birds away, track 7033.
Okay.
Air. Bandits.
So low flying, these I think are dagger, A4 daggers, and they are armed with bombs. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, which is sort of good. Somebody's firing at them.
Birds away, track 7038.
So they got a couple of Sea Darts out. Let's watch this one. Oh, that's off. There's some more Sea Darts. Come on, Sea Darts, do your job. Yeah, that's another one taken out. Well done. Now this one has dropped its fuel tanks. It's quite sensible.
Multiple air contacts detected.
Seems to have evaded the sea
Birds away,
darts.
track 7,
Ooh,
0, 3,
that's going to be nasty. Can it lock on and... What's happening here? See, this is not a sea dart. What is this? This is a short range job. Oh, that didn't do much good. Okay, well, it looks like this dagger's got through, and because I need to turn on search radar.
Birds away, track 7019. On station.
Broadswords, come on.
Bandits.
No.
Birds away, track 70
Broadside.
on station.
Weapons free. I forgot that. It's probably too late. Where's she going?
We're hit.
Right. Unfortunately, that one dagger aircraft, I think that's probably what's happened. Right, so Operation Corporate, the operation to retake the Falklands is now at risk. Now, has this killed the mission? I don't know, I'm not too sure. But basically, we're in trouble. We've lost the Invincible, that means we've lost several flights of Harriers, helicopters, and a lot is now resting on the remaining aircraft carrier Hermes. So it does let you carry on with the scenario, but I told you this was a very difficult mission. So there is viewed from the helicopter. There's the Invincible. She's on fire.
Contacts detect. Birds away, track 704.
And the plane is not finished because there's another one of these daggers coming in. Let's go weapons free. Search radar.
Radar high.
We've got some short range.
Track 7. Birds away. Splash.
Yes.
Track
Taken out.
7016 is toast.
Toast. Okay. Meanwhile,
Birds away, track 7019.
so I know from playing this scenario before, you have to survive a couple of waves. After that, you're in a much better position. Okay, so this I'm going to bring to periscope depth.
Make my depth. 3, 6. Dive I.
Probably too far away for periscope, but okay. Meanwhile, select our dart. Track by sea dart as is its partner.
Track 7019.
Great. Okay, they're taken out. So I probably should have put all of these to weapons free.
Birds away,
That was
track
my mistake.
7062.
Okay, another. This is one of these sea darts again. They seem to be pretty good for this era. Only one. Could do with a couple more. So. Oh, there's two. But we've got more than two aircraft here. We've got more out. More out? Yes. Another pair being fired off.
Splash track 7059.
Okay. So they missed here. We got 3 inbounds.
New surface contact detected. New surface contact detected.
Okay, so can this sea dart do its job? No, it went past. Is that because they're at a very low altitude or they're at a very high speed? Another sea dart. That's taken one out. Right. So we've got one left. And are we down to guns now, are we? That's not very good. Have we fired off all our sea darts? Are there any close-in weapons? I don't know. So it's got Stingray and sea dart. Stingray's is engaging idle.
Track 7083 is classified. Hostile warship.
Let's engage with sea darts. 2 salvo.
Weapon error. No track assigned.
No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, Glamorgan. Why is Glamorgan firing with her weapons? For goodness sake. Oh, it's too close in now. So the Mirage, it's not Mirage, not Super Intelligent. Mirage is coming in, but it looks to me like the Mirage is not interested in the Glamorgan. She's going for the Hermes. Finally, we got Harriers up. And let's put the Harrier into...
Roger. Turn 264. On station.
Gauge.
Roger. Turn 2. On station.
And weapons free. I'm hoping that they'll...
Roger. Turn 164.
Oh god, they missed. They've completely...
Track 70.
It's too late. Too late to be firing now.
We're hit.
What? What's going on? Right. Okay. So that Mirage 3 or 2, whatever it was, got through. I didn't get the Harriers in intercept position. And that's it. That was a very nasty blow. There's a missile out. Even that didn't succeed. So the Mirage got away scot-free. There it is.
Kill track 7061.
So got taken out by rapid firing gun, but all too late. I told you this is a difficult scenario. It is. I consider that to be a complete defeat. We've lost both carriers. We can't defend the fleet. It's vulnerable now. Yeah, that's a complete loss. I could sink the Belgrano, but to what end? So, I'm sorry. Well, that's a total defeat. I might try this scenario again, but for now I think that's it. Now I hope you enjoyed that. There's a lot going on. You've got to be quick off the button. Now I can use the speed here. I can pause. Maybe I'll have to do that because there's an awful lot going on at once and it's just not feasible to control all of this, especially at those critical moments. Now I have got further with this scenario on a previous playthrough, but on that playthrough I lost all my, I think I did lose all of my outer picket line of frigates and probably some of the second line as well, but I managed to save the carriers, and I either sank the Belgrano, or I think I sunk the Belgrano, or did I actually get to sink the carrier? I can't remember now. No, I think I sunk the Belgrano, but yeah, that was a sort of partial victory. No, I think that was a good victory last time I did this, but this time definitely got caught out by that second wave of mirages that came in from the southwest, I think it was. So they came in off over the Falklands. I'm assuming those are ground based. Whether they came off the Falklands itself, I don't know actually. But yeah, I don't see the point in carrying on with this scenario. Can't complete the invasion. We've messed up and lost. So we never really got to see the Harriers in action, unfortunately. Useful model though. Sorry about that, viewers. It was a defeat for the Royal Navy under my control. We'll try it again another time. Okay, well that's it for today. And flying over the now clouded layer. That's the fleet's now centered on the commentary. That's interesting. HMS Broadsword. Well, we'll leave it with that scene there. All over in just a few minutes. Well, I'll say goodbye and hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.